And I gotta turn the emojis off next.
Yeah. Live chat. All right, we are live, and I got the chat pulled up.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's a Tuesday morning. It's dreary here. How's it? How's the weather down there?
Sunny, hot already. Up, TJ. Is 80 and feels like 88.
It's right here. It's 63 degrees, and as you can see, it's just kind of yucky out.
See what the storm's gonna do. Looks like the like this hurricane so far is just gonna skirt our area. We'll have to wait and see. See if it does any last minute shifts. What's up, Joel? It's not down here. What's up, Brenda?
Hey, Brenda.
It's a little cloudy outside, but nothing crazy. It's mostly sunny. My area.
PJ is here.
But you can see right here, this is where we're at. So unless it shifts any more east, our area at least should be okay.
Okay, so it still hasn't hit
Now, it hasn't gone across Cuba yet. It won't start ramping up till about right here. Like I said, that's where
it's
we're
got
at.
quite a ways to go, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, we're pretty far out of the track, but that don't mean that it couldn't shift more east, though, too. Like I said, we're probably not going to know till it's about right here for sure, which direction it's going to go.
Very cool.
We'll wait and see. TJ should be fine. Unless that thing makes like a hard ass bank to the east last minute. I mean, real hard bank. Yeah, TJ and Bill and them should be okay. They ain't got much to worry about. They'll just get a little bit of rain and a little breeze. Let's see. 5 day. How do I switch this to 5 days? Yeah, how to do that?
He just keeps bugging the hell out of me. So how's the game plan going?
You know
Fortnite.
what? I haven't really been playing the last couple days. I kind of took a couple days off from playing. Have a little bit of a break. I didn't play last night or yesterday, pretty much, for the most part. I'll take a couple days off because I don't got a little burnt out on playing. So TJ said he'll be in a minute, just toasting up some waffles real quick.
He's being a waffle man today, huh?
They change it. I used to be able to switch it. Oh, I don't know. I won't know that for a few days. I mean, the initial dipstick test that they do on it came out fine, but they still send it to a lab to double check it. So, but they do an initial test right there with this little stick that tells them if there's anything in your system, and it didn't show anything. So, and I don't do anything anyway, so I wouldn't have anything in it. I haven't smoked weed in a long time. Sat there for an hour and a half waiting to get piss tested yesterday. It took fucking forever.
Where did you have to go?
LabCorp. It's a big national company that does they're all over the country. They have locations everywhere. They do a lot of companies drug testing.
So they just assigned you to them, huh?
Yeah, they just give you they submit the paper. Well, either your company will give you paperwork to take in or they'll submit it through their system. And then when you get there, you just give them your name and then your birth date and your social security number, and then they pull it up and fill out a couple papers, and then that's it. And you just sit there and wait. And but these places are so fucking busy. There's like 100 people in there waiting to get piss tested. They're
Really?
only calling like one or two people back every 5 minutes,
It's like
so it
going to the
takes forever.
DMV, huh?
Yeah, it takes forever. And they get through about two people about every 5-10 minutes, so it takes a while.
Well, once the tests come back and everything's fine and dandy, what's the time frame for you to go get trained?
October 6th. So I don't have nothing to do till then. That's the next class, so they can't do anything until that class starts. I think it's a 3-day class from what I was told. Appreciate it, Joe.
So it's a couple of weeks out anyway.
Yeah. So it's about 2 weeks or so. When is it? 24th.
The Yeah, the weather projections for here for the next week is just shitty. It's kind of going to be like this with rain on and off. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of flying. I can tell you that.
Oh, it's on the 7th. 6th is on a Sunday, so it's on Monday the 7th. So yeah, it's about 13 days away, almost 2 weeks. What I like about it though is I'm on the same schedule as the kids, so makes it a lot easier.
Now, Sarah, she's on a regular schedule.
She just works Monday through Friday. 8 to 4:30, something like that. Yeah, 8 to 4:30. They only get a half-hour lunch. They gotta work. They don't get a full hour, so they only work till 4:30. Their office closes at 5. She gets there at 8. Some people get there at 8:30. Stay till 5.
Right back. I don't know what she wants, but she wants something. What? You gotta go inside.
I was trying to get that damn job at the hospital, and then they called me in there for an interview, and then turned around and told me they weren't even hiring anybody for another two months minimum. I said, well, they said 2 weeks to 2 months, and it's been like 3-4 weeks ago since I went in there. Doing like all these damn companies I've filled out applications for, all they're doing is stacking applications. They're not actually hiring anybody, even though they put in the listing that they're hiring. And then you actually go in for an interview, and they're just pretty much telling you that they're stacking applications for if they need somebody, they can call them.
Get up.
Hey, you should took Friday off, Joel. Take the middle of the week off. Actually,
Hey,
more than
Jason.
Morning, gents.
How you doing?
Very well, thanks.
Oh,
How are you guys?
Oh, good.
Right on.
Brenda
I
wants
thought you
to know
were a
if
professional YouTuber, Justin,
why.
because you play Fortnite all day,
I make
every
some.
day.
No, I was doing online work too at home, but it just wasn't making a lot of money, so
Uh,
not enough to where I wanted to make. So and YouTube's
Not
not
yet.
making enough money yet. So
In time, right? It's a marathon, right?
yeah, I'm not getting much off YouTube. At most, like 150 a month. It's not a lot.
Dang.
I've only made $100 off of it, or yeah, $100 off of Epic so far.
Dang.
You know how many V-Bucks you have to sell to make $100? They only give you $5 for every 10,000 that somebody buys.
Yeah,
So
I figure that's about $100 of V-Bucks that someone spends in the shop.
yeah, they have
I
to
mean,
buy
it's
the
a round number,
89. Yeah, they have to buy the $89 package in order to meet that goal,
right?
or they have to buy a bunch of little packages over time. But yeah, so you have to have enough people using your code that are spending $100 at a time for you to make $5.
Well, there's not very many people that make any kind of significant money on the internet.
I mean, there's plenty of YouTubers out there making money. There's plenty of Twitch streamers, plenty of.
Well, when you say plenty, how many is in your mind is plenty?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Let's see how many channels on
Like
average
a
are on
half a
YouTube.
percent, quarter of
No,
a percent?
It ain't that small.
Oh, that's
I
what I was told.
No,
I made
it's because there's.
$6.23 off of last quarter from Amazon affiliates.
What's your minimum you have to meet? $100?
I think they actually just pay me out in like gift card, like Amazon gift card.
Okay.
You know,
'Cause I
it's
know.
like I'm not even. It's so small. I'm not even tracking it. It's just like, all right, if someone uses my affiliate links, like like you see my descriptions, right? It's
Mhm.
full of products that I'm utilizing, kind of thing. And so that's if someone clicks on that link, that helps with and if someone purchases from that link, then that adds into it. But it's only like 1% or 3% of the total sale. So if it's $1, it's pennies. If it's $100, it's still only $1.
Right.
or $3 that someone spent. But penny saved, penny earned, right?
Well, that's the
It's
thing too, is like most of them make you meet a minimum of like most of them are $100, except for Twitch. I think you have to meet a minimum of 50. They're the
yeah,
only ones I think that do the 50. Everybody, most other streaming platforms and affiliate links, usually you have to hit that $100 goal before they pay you out.
yeah, like Epic or Fortnite, specific to V. I don't know if can V-Bucks be used in the other games of Epic or no. That's specific to Fortnite.
That's specific to Fortnite, but I believe your creator code works with any Epic products. I don't think it's
All right,
just Fortnite. I think
huh?
it's. I have to look it up, but I mean, mainly most people are going to be using it for Fortnite, but I think you could use it for like Rocket League if they wanted to buy something. Which I don't even know if you can purchase things in Rocket League. I probably can. I never tried to, so I'm not entirely sure. Haven't played Rocket League that much. Played it a few
Right.
times here and there, but yeah, like YouTube makes you hit $100 goal every month. Otherwise, it just keeps rolling over until you hit $100.
Yeah, it's funny. My drone channel is monetized. This one, but the gaming one, it's got the watch hours, but doesn't have the subscriber count. Not yet, anyway.
You have to hit a minimum of 500 now, but you just don't.
Yeah,
If you have 500 and 3,000 watch hours, you can get monetization, but just no ad revenue. And if you hit 1,000
right.
subs and 4,000 watch hours, you're eligible for everything.
All right. Yeah, I
But
saw that. It's growing.
can't
It's
you?
small. I mean, I'm not a big YouTuber like you are, or like the one dude that smoked me
Yeah, I
in one
wish I
game.
was. No, dude, there's some of these guys I watch their live streams, dude, and they'll make like 10 grand in one live stream.
It's crazy,
People will be
right?
donate, yeah, some people will be donating like $500 at a time. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You do 1 or 2 live streams a month and you're set at that point. And then I know
Right.
there's some big YouTubers, like one of the guys I watch, he has over 5 million subs, and he doesn't live stream. He doesn't have any of his stuff monetized for anybody to be able to give him money. He just what he makes off of the ad revenue is all he takes in.
Fellas,
Even though he
Hey,
could, this
Yeah.
dude could
Hey, TJ.
monetize and like
What's up,
TJ.
Right.
like if this dude wanted to turn on
What's up,
super
Mark?
chats and live stream, he probably would make bank. But he doesn't like taking money from people, so he doesn't do it. He only takes what YouTube pays him, and that's it. Some people are
What what
like that.
what channel is that? What does he do?
That is Bay Area Bugs. He does GTA RP. He's been on YouTube for a long time.
All
Who
right.
is this? Who is this?
Bay Area Bugs. He's got he's got 2.58 million subs.
Oh wow.
But he
What
doesn't
is
ever live
But he's
stream or
making ad
anything.
revenue.
He just makes what he makes off of ad revenue. That's it. Oh shit.
Do you know what the calculations are, Justin, as far as
Jonathan? What's up?
I guess
only
the watch
thing-
hours and payout ad revenue wise? Is it the number of people? Are you familiar with that whole formula?
Well, what do you mean exactly?
Like, well, all right. So you got X number of watch hours, but is it the number of people that are watching ads and like I always skip through the ads, but if I go to your channel, would it be more beneficial for me to watch the full ad before I actually click skip ad from ad revenue perspective?
I don't think so. I'm not entirely sure about that. I mean, I'm
So
sure you
I'll start doing
probably
that.
get. I'm sure you probably get more money if you watch the full ad. I'm not entirely sure. I'd assume you would. But I don't know because I haven't made enough off of ad revenue to really dive into that. To be honest with you, I
Yeah.
make maybe $6 to $8 on ad revenue every month. It's really low. Like, it's not very much at all. You have to get a lot of ads in order to build up any significant amount of money. I mean, your video's got to be getting like 30, 40,000, 100,000 views at a time
Yeah,
for you
right.
to even
I'll be
notice a
I'll be happy if
significant amount.
I'll be happy if my shorts get 1,000 views.
Uh,
Well, you get ad revenue, I think, off of shorts now because they've added ads into the short reels. I don't know exactly how they break it down, but supposedly I've seen ad revenue in my
Yeah.
no.
Hmm.
I've seen ad revenue in my for shorts in my um YouTube studio, but it was like if I got like 100,000 views in 1 month, it was only like $3 or $4. It wasn't much. Like you have to you have to be
Dang.
getting millions of views every month.
Still 100,000 views on a short in a month. It's pretty awesome.
No, that wasn't just one short. That was just over a course of a month how many views I racked up. But the
No,
last
still,
few
I mean,
months,
I know, but
it's gone
I'm
way
I'm
down.
I'm not even near that number though. But I'm not creating, I like you are. You know.
The thing is we've already figured out from a lot of people's channels that have been doing shorts for like the last year or so
Yeah.
consistently that YouTube will push your channel, like your shorts, like crazy when you first start doing them, kind of as like a new user type thing, is what we've kind of come to the conclusion. And
Like
then
the
at
teaser,
some
right?
point,
8.
you're going to hit a brick wall and you're going to get like, you're going to start averaging maybe like, say you, like me, I used to average like around 2,000 views a short. And now I only average about 500 views. And I've kind of hit a brick wall, and I wasn't the only channel. There's 6 or 7 channels that I know, the people that have the channels that were pushing shorts just like I was, and they all hit a brick wall around the same time I did. And it's just, yeah, it's kind of like they give you a little taste of, oh yeah, we're gonna push your shit, but then after a while, it's like they kind of cut you off, I guess, if you don't super take off, you know.
Right.
But I was getting I was averaging like anywhere between 60 to 100,000 views a month for a while there. And then I got up to about 1.6 million views, and then all of a sudden I just hit a brick wall and nothing anymore. Now I can only get about, if I put 3 shorts out, I'll only get about 1,500 views between 3 shorts, where I used to get about 6,000. So
so why do people watch more shorts than they do your actual videos or whatever?
that's just a more popular thing right now.
I think
But
it's
I mean,
easy to get through. Also, attention span. You know, it's like you could go to the next video and as opposed to just watching the full thing. You know,
well,
and a lot of it, I think it's just entertainment value.
well, and you don't really listen to people, TJ, when they say long content's dead, because it's not. There's
Yeah.
plenty of people out there making 30, 40-minute videos, and people will sit and watch the whole thing, and they'll get
Yeah.
30, 40,000 views on a video. And they'll have like a 90, 97% retention rate on the video, which is really good. So long content isn't dead. It's just how interesting is your long content. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Most of the people you're going to hear from that are going to tell you long content's dead, 99% of them are going to be from the drone community, because how hard is it to get? It's hard to get those kind of views on drone videos. People don't want to watch them. I mean, it's hard enough getting people to sit through a 2-minute drone video, and some people post 10, 15-minute long drone videos. Nobody's sitting and watching all that.
Yeah, that's boring. It's like, all right, no, 100% agree.
And those are the people that are going to try to tell you, oh, long content's dead. It's only shorts that matter. That's not the case. There's plenty of channels that I watch that do really interesting videos. And I'll sit and watch a 40-minute video, and they get 40 minutes of view time out of me.
Yep.
Yeah, I went flying yesterday for a little bit before I had to go into work, and I wanted to go out and fly today, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. Damn rain getting in the way of flying. I charged up all my batteries and everything last night too.
TJ's taking over from Laura.
Yeah. I think she comes back from her vacation soon, right? It's like she comes back like
No, not till Sunday.
Saturday or
Oh,
Sunday, yeah.
Saturday or Sunday.
She was gone for 10 days altogether.
She put out a short the other day where she was traveling with her parents and just capturing different shit or whatever, like birds or whatever.
Yeah, she was catching the countryside as she was traveling.
Yeah.
Europe's got some beautiful countries aside from all the videos I've seen over the years. I've never been there, but
Yeah.
there's some places, man, like, in like Ireland and stuff, dude, it looks like it's straight out of a storybook. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never been there, but I've seen like pictures. Like, man, I feel like that should be something like in a story.
There was a couple shorts I ran across of some videos of this little, like, almost like village types look to it. And it was in Ireland, and it was behind this, like, just inside like this mountain range, and it just had a big waterfall behind the town and a spring running through it. I mean, it looked straight out of a fucking storybook. You'd have thought it
Yeah.
was. I mean, it was just so nice looking. But it kind of had this, like, I don't know, like this old school village type feel to it.
Well,
Yeah.
there's still a lot of pictures in the
All right, fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and park it and get on my day. Got my
Okay,
meeting at
Jason.
9:30, so
Hey,
I'll see you guys later on this
All right,
afternoon.
Jason, we'll
hey,
see ya.
Jason, I hope you have a happy day and keep laughing. Keep laughing.
Always. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
That's funny. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Chuckles, chuckles, chuckles.
Yeah. That's funny.
I know that makes Justin's day. We hear you laughing.
Yeah.
Right, Justin?
Oh. Oh goodness.
No comment from Justin.
He's like, sure, why not?
So, Mark, how's Precious doing?
sleeping now.
Good.
Yeah, she's not barking like she normally does.
She was doing while I was eating my toast, but
Like,
no.
hey, give me a bite. Give me a bite.
Now there's no food there. She's quiet.
Do you ever like mix like with her dry dog food? Do you ever mix like, I don't know, some chicken in there or something to moisten up the dryness a little bit?
No, not really. She
No?
has dry dog food, which are biscuits basically, and she also has wet tinned food as well. So
I don't know, because when I was little growing up, I had a couple of dogs in my life when I was growing up, but we had when I was in my teens, we had a Rottweiler. We named it Icky, like, Ichabod Crane or whatever. We named him Icky for short. And he was a good dog, but had a really bad skin disease. So we were trying to control it with different things. Like we put the dry dog food in his bowl, then we would mix it with tofu and rice and beans or whatever, hoping that would like control his skin disease or whatever. But
Talking about
scabies, probably, or eczema.
yeah, I don't know what he had, but we had a white tile kitchen floor, and dog hair would just be everywhere all over the thing, and he would get blood on the walls somehow, and like I don't know, like it was crazy.
Well, you got to stop using the pets for his dartboard. You know, you can't. Hey, Lance.
What's up, Lance?
Hey, look how dark it is in my neighborhood.
Oh boy.
It's still dark over there.
Yeah,
Just a tad.
foggy is all get out
Yeah.
and dark.
Well, it's only 3 hours difference. It's only 6:30 there.
Yep.
So what time do you have to show up for school?
The clock tells me 7:30. I have to be there at 7:30. My time is 7:30 to 3 o'clock,
Okay.
and I usually get there earlier.
And that's with an hour break for lunch or whatever?
Half an hour break, and then I have first period plan, which is just under an hour. Our classes are about 54 minutes long.
Okay.
And so I really don't start teaching until 9:15. So I kind of get things prepared and ready to
Now,
rock
how
and
do
roll.
you handle students that are there just because they got to be there, they don't want to be there, and you just
So we still squat in my school. So I just take my paddle out.
oh, you do.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I can see you beating the hell out of little bastard.
I don't fight City Hall anymore. They just fail. You know, it's like either you do it or you don't. You're gonna sit there and sleep, or you don't. I try to motivate them, but you know, I can't. I can lead a horse to water, right?
But you can't make him drink it.
Well, do you think it can't be a very big percentage of the overall students that graduate from school that just don't do anything, is it?
It isn't. I probably have maybe 2 kids per class that just won't do it or are absent a lot. So, you know, maybe 2 kids fail in my class, you know, out of the 5. So, you know, I'll get 10 failures probably. But, you know, I'm in a subject where the kids kind of like it. You know, it's not math or science. You know, they get to use cameras and edit, and you know, a lot of them don't like Photoshop. Some of them really like it. You know, so really, you know, it fluctuates. You know, I tell the kids at the beginning of the semester, I say, this class is going to help your GPA. It should not hurt it. Meaning, you know, if you don't get an A in this class, you know, you're not putting any effort into the class at all. I mean, it's you know, if you do all the work and you understand, you know, the Photoshop and photo basics, you're gonna get an A or a B. And you know, they like to hear that, and then that kind of motivates them a little bit. Even those that usually don't do anything, you know, it's like, hey, I can finally get an A in a class where I don't, you know, where there's no way I'm going to get an A in math or science, right?
Yeah. Do you only use Photoshop?
I only use Photoshop in my photography classes. I use Premiere in my broadcast class.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, wouldn't it be nice to give them a few options, like instead of just using the one editor, mix it up a bit, 3 or 4, so they can take their choices?
In an ideal world, that would be awesome, Mark. But here's the deal: that we have something called IRCs. They're industry recognized credentials that my district makes every CTE teacher have at least one of those in their bag. And the only one that I have a choice with is Adobe. So I've got to offer the Adobe, you know, product for them to get an IRC.
Well,
You know, I'd love to be able. other options. But you know, when it comes down to getting a job when they graduate from high school, you know, if they know Photoshop or they know Premiere, their chance of getting a job is much greater than I'm having a kid fight me. He wants to use CapCut. Come on, really?
Well, it's
I mean,
basic.
CapCut is for junior high kids.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing,
That
Mark,
was
though, is
some. Yeah.
is
You
if
know,
Lance
you're not
wanted
going to
to,
walk in. You're not going to walk into my Seattle broadcast company, King 5 News, and say, "Oh, I'm an expert at CapCut, but I know nothing about Premiere." They're gonna say, "There's the door."
Yeah.
yeah, but the thing is, Mark, is if Lance wanted to offer more than one program, that means he'd have to actually learn how to edit. Have you seen his videos?
Oh! I'm on my knees now. You cut me down.
Justin, cut
yeah.
you off at the knees.
Freaking hear
Yeah.
TJ giggling in the background over there.
Yeah, and the kids would agree.
I mean,
That's funny.
you could get Matt on video call tutoring Da Vinci.
Yeah, see, and
Yeah,
Da
I
Vinci
used
would
to-
be a good one because it's free, and you know the kids don't have to pay for that. Well, there's a version that's free, and then
Yeah.
there's a version that's not very expensive compared to Adobe. You know,
Yeah,
Adobe's
I used to use CapCut like a long time ago, but CapCut's stupid because it doesn't have a lot of like options to pick from.
I don't know. CapCut actually is starting to get more and more features by the month. Like they started adding, like they recently added the what is it, the camera tracking or whatever, where you can track things in the video and like play stuff. Like,
Do
and
they
that's
let
just
you
on
do-
the,
Oh
on the
no, wait,
mobile.
it wasn't CapCut. What was it? What was the other one that I used to use?
No
Do they
more.
let you do green screen, Justin?
It was a different.
I'm not entirely sure because I don't have the paid version. But like I
Okay.
said, they're starting to add more features to it. And that's just on the mobile version. I don't know about the PC version because I use it on mobile. And
Okay.
it's got a
you
lot of
thinking of-
features.
TJ, are you thinking of iMovie?
Maybe that one, or it was a different one.
What's the one that does cards as well? You know, does cards and posters and what is that?
I don't know. But there was one that I used to use,
Oh,
and I
my.
didn't really like it too much because it didn't really have a lot of music options or whatever to pick from.
Well, if it was
let
probably
me-
iMovie because iMovie compared to like
um,
Filmora or CapCut barely has half the features.
Let me look at my channel and look at my previous.
Yeah, I
video.
mean, I would have thought that Final Cut would have been a good one to do as well because there are so many places use Apple now.
Yes, the two industry standard programs are Final Cut and Premiere, and we are a PC district, so we don't have Apple. We used to be an Apple district, and we completely flopped in about five years, about 15 years ago. We completely got out of the Apple business.
Honestly,
InShot was the one that I was thinking about. InShot, that's what it was.
Honestly,
Okay.
I'm not surprised that your district switched because having a whole Apple setup is probably 3 times as expensive.
Yes.
Yeah,
Honest with you.
that's true.
I mean,
And,
compare an
my-
Apple tower to like a PC tower that's almost equal in capability, and you'll pay 3 times as much for the Apple.
Exactly.
Mm.
My I used to be in the believe it or not the tech department in my district and then I just recently the last 5 or 6 years went back into the classroom.
Well,
but my
and
tech
that-
director was an Apple guy, and then
Well,
he retired, and that's when we flipped over.
but the thing is too is like PC in an industrial setting will actually give the tech department more control over what they like parameters they can set on the system versus Apple, Apple's only going to let you do so much as far as like trying to switch their iOS around.
And easier to maintain, easier for maintenance as well.
Mm.
Like I said, Apple products are a lot more expensive too. Like, you know, if the kids at school, the kids at our school, they either get iPads or they'll get Chromebooks. Either one of them will do what they needed to do for school, but that iPad's 3 times as expensive as that Chromebook is. But either one of them will do what they need to get done for school because they use a lot of Chrome products for schools around here. So Chromebooks are actually not bad for students around here. They're actually a pretty good thing just because of how much Chrome that the schools use. They're very compatible with a lot of the school programs around here.
Mm.
I know Chromebooks get a bad rap because they're just kind of all around very basic kind of shitty laptops, but for schoolwork in most school districts, they actually work really well. And you got to remember too. Well, I don't even know what the school's upcharge is for an iPad. If a kid breaks it, you got to replace it. Because I don't even know if they replace it. Like if your student breaks it by accident, I don't know if the parents
up,
have to pay
Dusty?
for that or not. I'm not even entirely sure about that.
So your kids get an iPad, they get checked out.
Yeah, they actually use both in our school district because the elementary students all get iPads, and then all the middle school and high schoolers they all get Chromebooks. I don't know why they do that, but that's some reason they do that around here. The elementary kids get iPads. Now you can opt out of the program, like if you don't want your kid responsible for a computer or an iPad, they don't have to have one. But it does make it easier for their homework and stuff because, like I said, a lot of their homework is all based on the computers and the iPads. So,
And is that free or does they charge rental on it?
yeah, it's free for the students.
Mm.
Yeah, Florida
Yeah.
has invested a lot in their schools over the past 5 years. I mean, a lot.
We're
of
a
money.
one-to-one school district as well, and we all have they all have laptops, PCs, and it's not Chromebook. It's a step up.
Yeah, they Florida went from like what was it, number 30th in the country for worst schools to like number 2 or 3 now. Like the way they've completely revamped their entire school system in Florida over the last 5-6 years. And they're paying teachers all these big bonuses now here and stuff. Just like if you're a first responder or a teacher, Florida will actually pay you a bunch of money to move to Florida to do one of those jobs. You get a big old sign-on bonus for moving here. And they've been given significant pay raises every year for teachers as well. Like last year, they gave out $15 million to first responders that moved to Florida. It was like 15 or 17 million. That's how much they paid out in bonuses. And then they allocated, I think, another 15 or 16 million for this year to pay out. So like if Joe's son wanted to come down here, he'd get like a $5,000 or $6,000 sign-on bonus for signing for moving down here. And then they would help him move down here.
Yeah, Joe's son's just moving to a new job now.
Yeah, well, what it was like Florida took a kind of a step in the right direction, right? Because there was a lot of police departments in a lot of states that where police are afraid to do their jobs due to political shit going on around the country. And so Florida took the opportunity to say, well, you come down here, we'll support you and back you, and we'll give you extra money. So they actually attracted a lot of first responders to move down here because down here they get supported by the public. They don't get demonized like in some areas. So,
Mm.
there's been cops in certain areas that have shot and killed somebody in the line of duty, and it was 100% justifiable when you watch the full footage. But because of the political shit going on in that particular city, they demonized the cop and ended up charging the cop with murder because of the political shit going on. When that cop would have never gotten charged down here for doing that whatever that situation might have been that happened, because it was completely justified. Because in some cities, people get outraged when a cop shoots somebody when they're running at them with a knife, and they're like, "Why didn't you use a taser?" Well, tasers don't work 90% of the time. They actually miss quite a few. Every 10 times a cop might shoot a taser, it might work once or twice effectively. They don't work that well because it depends on what kind of clothing the person's wearing, whether it makes a good connection. And somebody within, I think it's like 20 or 22 feet, if they're within that range of you, most people can actually run and stab somebody faster than they can pull a gun and shoot them. And that's a pretty big distance. I mean, that's pretty far distance.
Mhm.
But people think, oh, and then there's other places, they're like, well, why didn't you shoot the criminal in the leg? Because cops aren't trained to shoot in extremities. They're trained to shoot center mass, put the
Yeah.
threat down. That's just, unfortunately, that's the way you have to train them. And people will look at it as, oh, you shot and killed the guy when you could have shot him in the leg, and then they demonize the cop for it. It's like the dude ran at him with a knife. What did you expect the cop to do? Like, really?
Well, don't you think that television and the movies have a lot to do with that? Because everybody thinks that a cop can just do whatever and shoot somebody in the arm or shoot somebody in the shoulder or shoot,
Well, like I said, in some places they're pampering criminals. They'd rather coddle the criminal than deal with the criminal. Instead of putting them in jail, they'd rather hold their hand and say, "Sorry, we arrested you. It wasn't your fault." And that's not the way you should be running your cities, because then they're going to just run all over you.
Yeah, I get the same perspective back from you.
Well, see, and that's another thing too, Dusty. Like Dusty said, that depends on the teacher, 'cause some teachers are not as good as others. But down here, they actually have a system in place to rate teachers, and if they're not up to the standard or the state, level, they go. So they have to maintain they have to be a decent teacher. That's why I said they've completely revamped the schools down here over the last 4 or 5 years. They've invested a lot of money. A lot of the schools are very modern now, modernized. You go in there and they have all new stuff and everything's up to date. A lot of companies around here donate millions of dollars a year to the schools too. Like there's 2 or 3 dealerships around here, and they donate probably $500,000 in school supplies to the schools every year. And that's just 3 of the big dealerships in town here. The sheriff's department, they donate a crap ton of stuff to the schools every year. And the better thing about down here is down here, the parents actually have a, a voice when it comes to the way the schools are ran, where in some school districts, they've tried to take that power away from the parents. Because down here, they're very much in a belief of the parents should be raising the child, the school should be teaching the child, not the school should be raising your child for you. where some school districts have taken that, tried to take that responsibility on and completely control everything about the child, and the parents are, you know, they don't want to give the parents any say so on what's going on. What you doing today, TJ?
Not a whole lot. Been
Got work
raining
today?
on and off again. Yeah.
Got going at 2.
I got to go to the post office. I got to drop a check off to the IRS, and then I got to get some more stamps and whatnot.
Oh, you owe the IRS money?
Yeah.
You better get that check in the mail.
Yeah. Them guys don't play around too much.
Hell no, the IRS is probably one of the worst agencies to fuck with.
Yeah.
You owe them $1, and they'll come after you if you don't pay it.
I was like, what the fuck? I only owe you a fucking $1. What the hell?
And the only people over there that have to do that are those that are self-employed. Pretty much everywhere you work, they take the tax out at source before you get paid.
Florida is one of the few, if not, I think, the only state that actually has a law that, so if like you owe the IRS money, they can't actually seize your house down in Florida. They can take all the contents on the inside and outside of the house, but they're not actually allowed to take the house.
Yeah, they
Some
can't
kind
make
of
you homeless.
Yeah, some kind of state law that Florida has that prevents the IRS from taking your house. All they can do is take the contents in the house and outside the house. I don't know exactly how that works, how it's able to override federal,
No.
but they are able to do it. So
Sausage McMuffins and 2 hash browns.
that's why I said in certain
I'll
cases,
take a coffee,
states
please.
can
I'll take a
override
coffee.
federal laws in certain instances.
And a chicken biscuit and some hash browns.
Chicken biscuit.
Thank God, you guys are gonna run up his fucking bill. He's gonna get up there. It's gonna be like $32.60. I only ordered one meal.
Let's hear it for chicken biscuits. While TJ sits there and curls his mustache.
Okay, that's all I need from the peanut gallery now.
The peanut gallery.
TJ keeps curling his mustache.
I've had two people buy me breakfast at McDonald's before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had one in the drive-through that bought me breakfast.
The car
One
was it the
morning.
car ahead of you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I had one person, I was in McDonald's ordering. It was right like the day after the hurricane, and one of the McDonald's, because not all the power was lost in the whole city, but one of the McDonald's was open, and I was in there eating, and she bought me breakfast because she was glad that all the utility workers were out working the next day. So she bought me breakfast. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
How did the drive-through situation work?
Well,
They just pay.
you place your order out here, and by the time you get to the window, I've done that before. I'd like to pay for the car behind me, and they just pull it up the next one, and you just charge. Cause they're working on about 3 or 4 orders at a time.
Yeah,
be
I've
just
actually done
my-
that. I've actually done that before. There was I think it was that guy at McDonald's. My wife and I were somewhere, and we were going into some place across the street, and on the other side there was a McDonald's or Burger King or whatever. I think I was going in there to get some food, and there was a guy ahead of me that was just getting like a burger or whatever. So I stepped up front. I was like, "Man, I'll pay for that for you." And he was like, he looked at me like, "Why are you doing this?" I was like, "Just because you're just getting a burger. I mean," and then now I just told him just to pay it forward to somebody else.
And he drives off in a Porsche.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Now you get up there, you're like, I'd like to pay for the car behind me and don't realize they're ordering for a whole office. That'll be $132.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, how about the car
What?
behind that?
Hey.
Minivan.
Or picking up stuff for a kiddies party. Yeah.
As he's putting his American Express gold card back in his wallet, you know?
The poor single mom behind him, you know, spending her last $10. TJ done paid for the millionaires lunch.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's funny.
I mean, to be fair, Dusty, if that's what it takes to make schools safe and keep people from getting into the schools, I don't see an issue with it. I mean, they don't look like prisons where I'm at. Like they have the huge high fences around the schools, but they don't look like prison fences. They're just big, kind of like what do you want to call it? The what's the fencing that looks like rails?
Steel fencing.
Yeah, but it's like big steel pillars that
Yeah,
make up the fence.
it's steel fencing.
Right, but it doesn't. There's not like barbed wire all up on the top of it and shit.
Well,
but
that's
it's
the
like,
difference between barbed wire and steel fencing.
And
But
it's
it's
called
like
palisade.
but it's like 15 feet tall, so you can't just jump over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd have to have a
Yeah.
ladder to get over it. But if that's what it takes to keep the kids safe, then I would rather a big wall be around the school where somebody can't just jump in there than a little 4-foot fence that somebody can just hop over.
I think it's called palisade fencing, something like that.
And they did, Dusty. They perp walked that one kid that threatened the school, that 11-year-old. They fucking walked his ass out in cuffs in front of the news and everybody. Put his ass all over the news. Told you, they don't give a fuck down here.
Oh shit. Randy's got actually that tire looks pretty worn down. It's about time he replaced it anyway, but it's got a bloody big rivet stuck in it.
Wait, what happened now?
Randy ran over a rivet and it's stuck in the edge of his tire.
Were you watching one of his videos?
No, it's on Facebook.
And they're charging those kids as an adult, and I think it's a 2nd-degree felony if they threaten a school.
But them tread markers are looking very close to being, what's it?
You want to get a Polar Pop, Dusty? Polar Pops are the best, man, for what you get for the price. It's like 90 cents. You get a big old 44-ounce cup. And they don't have just soda, too. You can get tea, you can get Gatorade, Powerade, usually, whichever one they have.
Are your McDonald's like ours? They stop serving breakfast at about 10:30.
Yes. There are some items that they serve all day that are breakfast. I think it's like the little breakfast burritos. There's a couple of items that they'll serve all day, but the rest of it, yeah.
Mm,
They stop serving. I think it's like 10 or 11 o'clock, something like that. I want to say it's like 10, between 10 and 11, somewhere in there.
yeah.
And then they start serving lunch.
I'd rather they did it all day because, to be honest with you, the sausage muffins and the bacon muffins and egg are much nicer than their burgers.
What sucks though is when you get up to the drive-through and the sign switches on you. Because most of the McDonald's around here, the signs are automatic. They don't have to go out and switch them. And sometimes you'll pull up right at the right time and the damn sign all of a sudden will just turn automatically.
Mm,
But so usually if you get there within 10 minutes, sometimes they'll have stuff still left over from breakfast. So
Yeah.
you can still order it.
yeah, that's it. Have you got any sausage McMuffins left? What deal
some-
would you give me for the out of date ones that are now you've closed them?
Love sausage McMuffins. Those are good.
Oh,
Or
dude, so much.
bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
Yeah. Well, I'm
If
not
you're good,
worried about the cheese, but yeah.
if you've got good people in the kitchen that are able to pay attention and understand how many they need to cook at a time, usually you don't get too much leftovers. But then I've been in some McDonald's when I was a teenager working at McDonald's. I've been in some of them where, dude, they threw out so much shit between the times of breakfast and lunch or at the end of the day because they just made way too much. And then another one I worked in, they were very good at, there would only be a couple of little things here and there left and that'd be it.
Yeah. Is there a time limit before they have to take them
Yeah.
off the rack?
Yeah, everything's got a time limit in there. At least back when I worked there, yes, everything. Like when you would cook the sausage patties and you'd put them in the little heating tray and slide it in there to where the little warming tray that would keep them warm until you made the sandwich. Yeah, there was a certain time limit. I think it was like an hour or something. And then once that passed, whatever was left, you'd throw out. But most of the time, shit didn't sit in there long enough to even get close to that time. Because most McDonald's are super busy. So.
Hey, Justin, remember that movie Superbad when they get on the bus and then there's that old homeless guy and he's like, "It's you, McMuffin."
No, I don't remember that. Edward's got a good little hack though for anybody in the US. He said go on the McDonald's app, you can get breakfast sandwiches for any one you want for $1. I've been doing it for a couple of months now and it used to be 50 cents. You can get a $5 sandwich for $1. I wish I'd have known that this morning when I stopped at McDonald's.
But don't they do that like on their dollar menu? They still have the dollar menu though, I think.
Not rude. No, they don't. Everything's above $1 now. Even the double. Remember when the double cheeseburgers used to be $1? They're not $1.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're
We've
almost
still
$2 now.
We've still got a 99p menu, which I suppose is still about $1.25 or something, but
How do you get that again, Justin?
What? What are you talking about?
The dollar.
Edward said if you download the McDonald's app and sign up, you can get any breakfast sandwich you want at McDonald's for $1.
And they're running a special, right?
Well, he said he's been doing it for 3 months now, so I guess it's just a normal thing. It's because McDonald's is doing like all the other companies. They're trying to pull people into using their apps, so they're offering really good deals because they want to get more traffic on their app. A lot of companies do that, and then once their app gets to what they consider a comfortable level of usage, then usually that's when shit will go back up. I don't know. Yeah, and JD's right. They might be different in different areas. I don't know. I don't think I've ever used the McDonald's app. Let me download it and see. I'll look real quick.
Yeah, I've got the McDonald's app on my phone.
And you're right about that, Dusty. You have to show. If I go to my kid's school and I go up to the door to get into the office, I actually have to show my ID up to the camera. My license. I gotta go to Orlando and try the McDonald's pizza. Was it
Have
Orlando or
McDonald's
Tampa?
pizza.
Yeah, there's only like a couple locations that still serve it, and I think one of them was in Tampa or Orlando. I gotta look it back up again.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
interesting.
they actually still have the McDonald's pizza. It's probably gonna taste like absolute dog shit for pizza. But I still want
Yeah.
to try it. Like when it comes to pizza, I'm sure it's not the best. It's probably at the bottom of the barrel. I just want to try one and say I have it.
Randy.
Yeah, I'm gonna download it, Edward, and just see.
Funny.
I don't think I've ever used it, but I'll know once I go to sign up for it if I have, because it'll tell me if my email's attached to it. I don't ever remember using the McDonald's app, although Sarah might have used it at some point too.
Yeah, that was a very riveting picture, Randy.
I mean, shit, that's still not a bad deal, JD. Especially on like if you're like their bagel sandwiches, I wouldn't mind to buy one get one on those. I love the steak, egg, and cheese bagels. I actually go. Sometimes I get the egg and cheese McMuffins, and I have them put the steak on that instead of the sausage, and then add the bagel sauce on that. It's pretty good. I really like McDonald's bagel sauce. But yeah, buy one get one's not bad though, especially on one of the bagel sandwiches.
Yeah, I always like that deal. Buy one, get one.
BOGO. It's called
Yeah.
BOGO.
Yep. We have that at Walgreens, like BOGO.
Or that's what Payless's big sale used to be, BOGO. You go into Payless and you'd buy one pair of shoes and get one free.
Yeah.
We have that as bog off.
That's bug off?
Bog off. Buy one, get one free.
Oh, bug off. Yeah, BOGOF.
Sounds like buff.
Or BOHO. Buy
Boho.
one, get one half off.
Boho.
Over
Boho.
here, I don't know whether it is over there, but bog off just means it's a polite way of saying fuck off.
Dude, why is this McDonald's app taking forever to download?
Because a bog is a slang word for a toilet.
See if I've ever had an account. I may have used this at some point. I don't remember ever using it. I guess I haven't. Let's see here. Rewards and deals. Gonna let me
Yeah,
continue?
that is so stupid. I hate when people do that, Randy. I've seen that too, and it's so ridiculous. Even a person walking outside by themselves with a mask on. That's so stupid. Like, you are the only person around walking outside with a mask.
The best one was when you'd see people riding in their cars by themselves with a mask on.
That's what Randy was saying. People out here driving around alone with a face mask on.
Oh yeah.
That's so stupid. You're the only one in your car, or you're the only one outside walking around, and you have a mask on. That's so dumb.
Oh, come on, for fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake.
Dude, the app keeps like freezing. I go to when I get to the sign up and continue to sign up with Google, it just freezes. It won't do anything when I press it. It's highlighted. Come on. Work, you fucktard.
Yeah, I hate when you go to download an app, it takes forever to download. Like, why the fuck is it taking forever?
Do you pay with the app or do you just use the app and then pay with your credit card?
No, you
I
just
think
download.
You pay
just
on the
download.
app. Yeah, it won't let me fucking sign up.
Mm.
It just keeps saying it will go through like it's using my email and then it goes right back to the sign up page. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I've got the McDonald's app on my phone.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm not loving it.
He's not loving it.
Okay, there it goes. Finally. Jesus Christ. Joan, yeah, why not? We'll join the rewards program. See what kind of deals I got. Continue.
Had to get me, and she was out there laying in the dirt in the rain.
Taking a little mud bath.
Little something.
Man, I wish it would quit raining.
Yeah, don't you just hate it? I do.
Yeah. There's nothing to do with rain.
Doing a Philly cheesesteak burger.
Oh man, that sounds
Now-
delicious. That sounds amazing.
Mm. What they call it, the Philly cheese stack.
That sounds good for lunch, actually, to be honest.
Well, they got $2 breakfast sandwiches here. And then they have $4 off a purchase of 20 or more. You can get a 20-piece chicken McNuggets for $5. You can get 20% off when you spend more than $10. That's not bad. Free large fries with a minimum purchase of $1. Excluded tax. Okay, that's not bad though. Get a double cheeseburger and you get a free large fry.
Yay, free.
Buy a $2 hamburger and you get a large fry. That's a pretty good deal.
TJ did his head disappear routine. He yawned. It's like looking down an alligator's throat.
Oh, and if you sign up for their birthday thing, it gives you,
That's funny.
I guess it gives you some kind of thing on your birthday.
Oh. Oh.
And you get 1,500 bonus points when you first place your first mobile order. You get 1,500 points, I guess, towards food and shit later. Got some pretty good.
One of
deals
my
in here.
coworkers was telling me about the like I downloaded the Chick-fil-A app and you get points and stuff on there as well. I guess when you order through the app you get like points and whatnot.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
if you sign up for their birthday thing, when your birthday comes along, they'll, I guess, probably throw you a coupon for a free sandwich or something. That's what I'm taking from that.
I can even go on Uber Eats and order McDonald's to be delivered.
Yeah.
I don't use Uber Eats. I just get in the fucking car and go get it. Not paying. I'm
I
just
can't do
seriously.
that.
Well, I know you can't, but I'm just saying, like, for me, I'm not going to pay them an extra $12 on a $10 order just to
Oh
bring
no,
it
it's
to me.
free.
Like,
It don't cost it don't cost anything for me to have it delivered on Uber Eats because I'm a member of Uber One, which costs £6 a month. So I pay £6 a month, and that's all my deliveries free, plus a discount on taxi fares as well.
I mean, I guess if you're using it enough, that's worth it. But I don't even use it. I don't get food delivered enough to even warrant $6 a month. Like I don't know. I guess here you just tend to drive places more. Like I said, I'd rather just drive 5 minutes across town and save the money. Because I mean, most places there's always a McDonald's within like 2-3 miles of you, so it's not a very far drive to go get food. The only time I ever use Uber is if we're on vacation somewhere. I might use Uber just because we're living fancy for the week, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, usually they'll deliver anywhere within 5 miles. So it gives me a nice wide range of things I can order when I feel like it. Even to the point that there's one of the carvery restaurants will allow you to buy and have a carvery delivered as well, which is like a big Sunday lunch kind of thing.
And see, it may depend too, Edward, what I would have to say what JD said definitely is a thing. It probably depends on what area you're in because some of those stores are franchises. So maybe the franchisees probably get certain say over what deals they give out, you know? Versus if it's like a corporate store. You probably get better deals at corporate stores, honestly. But there's a lot more franchise
Yeah.
McDonald's than there are corporate.
Did you manage to get that tire fixed, Randy, or was it too close to the edge? If it's right near the edge, if it's right near the edge of the tire and the sidewall over here, they're not allowed to do repairs on them. You have to scrap the tire and point a new one.
Well, it's not even a point of if you're allowed to, it just won't hold if you try to do that.
It looked like it was like in the center. Actually looked like it was like in the center of the tire, really, to be honest.
No, it's about less than an inch from the edge by the looks of it.
Now, tire plugs will usually hold
Look again.
if you put like an off-road plug in there. Those might hold up in the sidewall for a little while, but a regular patch, too much pressure.
A plug can only be used as a temporary fix over here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it does look pretty close to the edge.
When we used to go off-roading in California in the desert up in the mountains and stuff, if somebody got a flat in one of their truck tires, there was plenty of times where we put plugs in the sidewalls and it was enough to get the truck back. You could still go out as long as you could when you air the tire back up, it was enough to keep it up for the day and then get back.
He said it was 3/4 towards the side, so he fixed it himself.
I take it then you fixed it with a plug if you did it yourself.
Oh, what tire was it for?
It was his
It says it's a Michelin, but he doesn't actually say what it's for. It looks like it's on a truck.
Yeah.
He must use a plug kit then. I was gonna say, how the fuck did he get the tire off at home and then put it back on?
Dude, I hate when people drop things in the middle of the road or whatever. They'll throw something out the window just so somebody else could run over it. It's like, what the fuck? Like a nail will, like, if somebody's got their tailgate down, a screw or a nail might, pop out of their bed of their truck or whatever, or like something might fall or whatever, and the person runs over it and messes up their tire.
The plug kits are not the easiest to do neither, especially on a car. God, those things can be a pain in the ass.
On his Explorer, he says.
It was on his Explorer. That it was hanging out 3 inches.
What, on Edward, you mean on Uber Eats? You have a choice. You can give a tip or you don't have to. It's not obligatory. But the tip is to the Uber driver, not to the restaurant or anything.
Well, he does have 4 kids, TJ. He's not lying
Yeah.
about that. He's good at not pulling out as well.
That's funny.
Plug the wrong hole, you might get smacked, Randy.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do at my dad's garage. When I was a teenager, I used to do tires all day long during the summertime. Worked at my dad's garage for like 3 years in a row in the summer. Made $8 an hour under the table and just did tires all day.
So,
And occasional breaks and oil changes. Those were my main 3 things I did.
I don't know. Like I used to change the oil in my truck when I drove a truck because it was pretty easy to climb under. Now that I have a car, drive a car, it's not as easy to crawl underneath a car to change the oil.
The thing is it's significantly cheaper changing your oil. Of course it is, and usually it's not that hard. But fuck that, dude. I'd rather pay for the convenience of just getting it done.
Yeah.
It's having to get rid of the old oil after you've drained it out.
Well, here you can take it to any shop and they'll take it. You don't have to pay for it. They'll take it and recycle it. They'll put it in an oil thing. But like I said, to me, it's just more convenient. Like, if it was a big job where you could save like a couple $1,000s by doing it yourself and you knew what you were doing, totally get it. But just to save 20, 25, 30 bucks, I'd rather just take it in and have somebody else do it. Fucking, I don't care.
But I mean, here, a gallon of oil, even the cheapest ones are like 40 quid now. Just for a gallon of oil.
I like going to Take 5. Them bitches are quick. The one in my town.
Jiffy Lube's okay. I like Jiffy Lube.
The Take 5 here in my town's really good, dude. No, you'll pull in there and you don't even get out of the car, and like 3 dudes will jump on your car. They'll replace the windshield wipers if you ask them for them to do it. They'll check all your fluids, refill all your fluids, and they'll have your oil changed. They'll do everything in like 10 minutes, and you never even have to get out of the car. And then you just pay right out the window. Then you drive out the other side of the thing. It's just a drive-through pretty much. And they're really quick because, like I said, like 3 dudes will jump on your car. One will go underneath in the pit. One goes under the hood. One will come up and talk to you and go over everything while them 2 are doing their thing. And then if you want new windshield wipers, he'll be the one to jump on the windshield wipers and replace them while the other 2 are doing their thing. Like I said, you're in and out in like 10 minutes stops. So fast.
I mean, now, like when my windshield washer fluid gets low, I'll just go out and buy some windshield washer fluid and just pour that shit right in.
Like I said, if you look at the convenience, if you find a good place to go to, like filling fluids and stuff is normally a normal thing that they do as a convenience for the customer. So even then, you got to kind of add those little bit of fluids into the cost as well, right? Because If they're filling up your windshield wiper fluid, that's $5 extra you didn't have to spend.
Yeah.
All you need to do with windscreen wiper fluid is put water in it.
Yeah, but there's like certain types of windshield washer fluid, like when bugs like hit your window or whatever, or like if a bird shits on your window, like
Water don't do shit for any of that.
yeah.
I've got little tablets to put in it for that.
No, we just buy a big old gallon jug for like $5-6, and it has like chemicals in it for eating bugs and shit.
Yeah, I've got dissolvable tablets that you can put in the windscreen washer bottle. You just fill it up with normal water. I think the tablets were about, I think it was about £5 for 50 of them or something.
Well, I mean, yeah, if your car's still, I'm assuming your car's still under warranty though, Randy, so that makes sense. You go to the dealer and all that. But I mean, if your car's
I like-
like 6-7 years old, I wouldn't be fucking going to the dealer to get an oil change. Like,
Yeah, I like Rain-X. That's a good brand.
is there still a Kmart? I thought they were all gone.
Yeah, I've
no,
never-
there's only one left and they're closing it.
I've never seen one. I've never seen a
Oh,
Kmart.
you need to hit it up, Edward. You'll probably get some really good deals in there, buddy. Go in there in the electronics department, see what they got. Might be able to get your hand on some good tablets or phones for really cheap. You can flip them bitches and
Is that,
resell
is
them.
that where Ed lives in Miami?
Oh, I don't know. I'm saying if he is in that area, that wouldn't be a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Because like when the Kmart closed here, dude, they were going like 85, 90% off on shit. The last week they were open. And I got like $115, $120 tablet. I got it for like 25, $30. I think I paid $25 for it.
I know they had Bed Bath and Beyond stores are closing too. Because there's one like right up the road from us that's closing, or maybe it has closed already.
Yeah, it was a $120 Samsung tablet, and I got it for 25 with tax. And I bought 3 of them. I got one for Sarah, one for her mom, and one for me. That was back when the kids were real little. This was about 6 or 7 years ago when our Kmart closed. It was a while ago. And then Legoland bought the property, and now they built some big like building there. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but they tore it down and rebuilt a brand new building. Like in my area, they're not even refurbishing old buildings. When somebody buys a property, they just tear it down and rebuild a whole new building. They're not doing any remodels. They just rip the whole place down and rebuild it from scratch. If you go downtown, like down the main thoroughway through our town, almost all the buildings are all within a 3-year period. Like they're all pretty much brand new, most of them. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, see, I don't be doing all that shit, Randy. I'm not into working on vehicles. Vehicles annoy the living piss out of me. I guess that might be just because I grew up in a garage and I just was around it so much, I just don't like them. Like, it annoys the fuck out of me working on cars. I can work on electronics all day and tinker around with those and I don't get frustrated. But the minute I try to work on a car, it gets so frustrating.
Yeah.
And I've never done a lot of really deep like engine or transmission shit, so I don't really know how to do a lot of that stuff anyway. I can do basic stuff on a car, but like I could replace a belt, I could replace like an alternator, I could do like I could replace the brakes, but like I'm not good at diagnosing issues on vehicles either. So
I've rebuilt engines before and gearboxes.
Wish I had a friend around here that was a mechanic. Be fucking nice, I'll tell you that. Somebody I could go to and have them help me work on the car. I don't know anybody that's close to me that knows how to work on vehicles, so.
There's that many new, crap stuff on the engines nowadays. All the different sensors and everything else is getting more and more awkward to work on engines. The older engines were really nice and easy to do.
Not only that, is there's a lot of systems in cars now that are sealed, so you can't rebuild anything.
Yeah.
Like transmissions, there's some sealed rear ends on vehicles. Like, and if you, the only plan, then there's some things that no shops will touch unless you go to a dealer. Like they'll literally tell you, you could take it into a shop and they'll be like, we're not going to touch that. You have to take it to the dealer. Because
Yeah, no.
they either can't get the parts because they're dealer only, or it might be a
Special.
proprietary tool.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think between
Dan's about an hour and a half from me. He's not super close.
yeah.
I'm just saying I don't have anybody like locally I could just go to and like hang out at their house and be like, hey, I need help fixing this, and learning from somebody. Because when I was younger, I didn't really want to learn the shit. Like when I worked at my dad's garage, I just did basic shit that the regular mechanics didn't want to do. Like I did the oil changes, the brakes, and the tires. Like if somebody needed a tire change. That's all I did was just the three basic things in the garage. They did all the extensive shit, so I never really learned how to do anything. And then when I was a teenager, if something was wrong with my car, I just took it in there and one of my uncles or one of the mechanics would fix it. Like I would just pull it in there and they'd look at it and fix it. Because my dad's garages, they had their own, like, they had a big contract with Napa Auto Parts. So they had a lot of parts in stock. Like they had their own, like, almost like parts store in the back. So there wasn't very many parts they had to call and order. They had a lot of the shit already in their inventory at the garage, so it was really quick getting something fixed if I needed something fixed. Napa would come once every month and restock a shit ton of parts in their back rooms at all the garages. That's right. Edward lives in Michigan. That's right. Yeah, I forgot. There's a lot of guys that live up there in Michigan. You got Edward, Mike, Paul, Nunya. I think there's like one or two more that live up in Michigan. Lon lives up there, and I think a couple other people.
Oh, Lon lives in Michigan too?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that's right. He does
There's at
live up
least
there.
six. There's at least 5 to 8 people I think in the drone community that live in Michigan that I know of. Those are just
Yeah.
5 I can think on the top of my head.
Well, there's Lon as well.
That's what I said. Yeah,
Yeah.
him and Mike
Lon,
Nitre, Nunya,
Jody.
Paul,
I think Jody's in
Edward.
Michigan
Yeah,
as well.
Jody. Yeah, Jody, Edward. Yeah, there's quite a few of them. Gitchy. That's another one.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, Christy.
Yeah, so that's like 7 right there. Yeah. Yeah, my dad owned a big ass company back in the day, Randy. He had 5 garages and like a couple hundred tow trucks. It was a big company. But then he ended up selling it when it was back in the mid 2000s. He sold it because California was trying to introduce this law where you had to have a whole new fleet of tow trucks. Like your trucks couldn't be more than 2 or 3 years old or some bullshit like that. I can't remember, but it was well out of the range of what most tow companies would consider an investment into a truck. Most tow companies, they want to get at least 10 to 12 years out of a truck before they sell it. Because tow trucks aren't cheap.
Do you make a lot of money working in like at an auto place?
I would say a mom and pop garage, yeah, you can make some decent money, but these days where the money and actual retirement in being a mechanic is and actually having benefits is working at a dealership.
That
Mm.
I thought about doing that, but I don't know.
You have to get,
I
yeah,
thought
but you have
about
to get,
applying like at Jiffy Lube or something like that, or
well,
what's
those are
that?
just basic oil and tire change places, though.
Yeah, they're
Like,
not really mechanics, but
yeah,
you
that's shit
you
that they can
probably
pretty much
probably
teach
on pretty
anybody.
basic wages because you're just really on a shop floor, basically.
Right, but if you're a mechanic that's ASC certified and you're working at a dealership, yeah, you can make some money. Like, because the dealership's going to require, if you're working as a mechanic, you're most likely going to have to be ASC certified, which means you're going to have to go take all the ASC tests and everything. You'll have to pass all the courses, and then you get a certification, and then they give you patches that you can put on all your work shirts to say you're certified. Like, you can't just walk in off the street and say, like, I guess if you have like 25 years experience as a mechanic, you might be able to walk into a dealership and get a job off the street, but they may require you get the certification while you're working. Like
Mm.
my uncle did that. He was a mechanic for over 30 years, and then he started working for a dealership a few years ago. And once he started working for the dealership, they required while he was working, he had to get that done within the first like 6 months. He had to go and get the ASC certification done. Even though he had like over 30 years experience, he still had to get that. And yeah, that's true too, Edward. And like Mark said, these newer cars, man, they're getting insanely
Half of the
crazy to work on.
yeah, half the time you've got to be a computer wizard as well as a mechanic to be able to work on them.
Oh yeah, because it's a lot, almost you have to have a computer now. Like you walk into a dealership, most guys got laptops under the hoods connecting to the vehicle, going through diagnostic systems and everything else. Like it's not just plugging, it's not just going in there and saying, "Oh yeah, alternator's bad." They have to go through a whole bunch of diagnostic shit before they make a decision on what to do. Like that was a running joke around here in my area when the power went out from the last hurricane we had, and the dealerships couldn't even do a basic oil change without the internet
Yeah.
because everything they used all ran off the internet. And because they didn't have the internet working in their area, none of the dealerships could do anything. They literally said there's nothing we can do until our internet's back up because everything they do runs off the internet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because even doing a cash payment, they have to put that in the computer. Most of them don't do handwritten invoices anymore. So they don't even have the ability to handwrite an invoice. So they just don't have that anymore. They have to go in the computer and put that in there and be able to print shit out and put it into the, if it's a Ford dealership, that has to go into the system for Ford, so every dealership that's Ford can pull that up. If you pull in there, they have a record of your vehicle. You know what I'm saying? They have to be able to upload all that shit, and they can't do that. Like it was a running joke around here. People were getting pissed off because they couldn't go into the dealerships to get basic oil changes and shit because they wouldn't do it.
Hey Mark, is this a shirt that you have or you want to
Yeah.
get or
So
something?
I've ordered it. It's on its way.
Dusty,
You ordered it?
if it says
Yeah.
1922, that means it was made on the 19th week of 2022. That's what the 19 means.
Yeah.
I knew about the dates on tires years and years ago, and a lot of people never knew that until recently
That's
when
pretty
people started
hilarious.
posting shorts about it and shit. A lot of people never knew the dates on tires.
Yep. I did.
Yeah, I knew that back in the 90s when I was working at my dad's shops.
You'll find if you look at an RV or a motorhome tire, it's ancient.
Who even pays with checks anymore? Nobody really pays with checks anymore. That's
Old
weird.
People.
Yeah, I guess so.
The ones that still think they need to balance a checkbook.
And
Like,
I-
the thing is
Yeah,
you don't
because the
need a,
majority of the people they normally do Apple Pay or they'll pay with cash
well,
no,
the thing is,
it's normally Apple Pay or they'll pay with their credit card. Nobody really pays with cash anymore.
well, the
or
reason why people use checks so much back in the day is because that was the way they balanced their checking account. But these days, you don't need to do that. You can literally go
Yeah.
on your phone, pull up your banking app, and it'll give you a total and a breakdown of everything you spent already. You
Yeah.
don't need to keep track of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's the way we
It'll
do.
tell you every place you swipe that card at, how much it was with tax. And
Mind you, the one thing I've noticed is when you make a PayPal payment, it doesn't appear for about 3 or 4 days now, instead of going straight on.
Dusty, if you sent me something, I did not get it. So I've refreshed my page 2 or 3 times and it hasn't said you sent me anything.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy though. Like maybe like once in a blue moon when I'm at work, like somebody will come in and pay with a check. Like, what? Why are you paying with a check? Like, are you crazy?
Yeah, I'll just show a picture of dates on tires. So if anybody doesn't know.
I think a lot of places now, like we have to have an MOT test for roadworthiness every year. And I think if your tires are over 10 or 15 years old on the car, now you've got to replace them because they consider the fact that they would have traded so much.
So when you go to a tire shop, TJ, this is one thing you want to look at. You can ask them to see the tires before you purchase them. You see these 4 numbers right here?
Right.
Okay, so if it says 0619, that means it was made in the 6th week of 2019.
Oh,
So-
gotcha.
6th week of the year.
February.
Yeah, because where it says
So-
week of manufacture and the year of manufacture. Okay,
Right.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
that's what you want to look at because some tire places will have tires.
They're old
Sometimes
stock.
they may have tires that may be a few years old. And so you want to check that, make sure it's a newer tire that's no longer more than like a year old.
Yeah, I should look at mine to see when
I
mine
always
was.
look at the dates when I buy tires. I ask them to look at them and then I look for the date.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if the rubber starts cracking on the outer side wall of the car now, they consider that to be a risk and you've got to change them.
Florida, they don't fucking regulate shit on your cars, dude. People will be driving down the road without no exhaust on their car. Fucking
Yeah.
straight headers, just.
Yeah.
Or even a blowing exhaust will fail your MOT here.
Yeah, dude, they don't give a fuck in Florida. You might get a ticket for a sound ordinance, but yeah, you can. Like in California, you're like your exhaust can't even go over a certain decibel. Like if you have like a say a tricked out car,
Yeah.
if your exhaust is over a certain decibel reading of loudness, they'll ticket you. And that's the thing is some cars that were manufactured, they're right from the factory, they're already too loud, and people have gotten tickets for their factory exhaust in California.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that a lot of engine noise can be from your air intake as well, not just the exhaust. If you've got an induction style air intake, it makes more noise than an ordinary one. And the air filter, different air filters make different noises.
Yeah, but man, it's crazy. Like I'll be checking people out at work, and sometimes they'll open their wallets and they'll have this big old huge fucking wad of cash, or they'll pull it out of their pocket. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing to make all this money? Can I work for this guy? That's crazy. Like, what? What is he doing? All right, well, I guess I'm gonna jump off here and find some motivation to get myself going.
Hey, TJ.
All right, we'll see y'all later on.
Yeah, I think we're gonna close it down.
Y'all have
Okay.
a great day now.
Yep. Justin, you have a good day, buddy.
Enjoy working, TJ.
Okay, Mark, we'll see ya.
See you, Paul. See you, Justin.